Most people think rich retirees spend more money after retirement. After all, they have bigger portfolios, larger homes, and more financial security than the average person. But the truth is often the exact opposite. Many wealthy retirees quietly stop buying some of the most expensive things middle-class retirees continue spending money on every year. And the surprising part is that these changes don't make them feel deprived. They often make them wealthier, happier, and less stressed. Today we're uncovering the 7 expensive things rich retirees stop buying after retirement. And make sure you stay until the end because the number one item isn't a car, a house, or a luxury vacation. It's something millions of retirees continue paying for every year without realizing how much it's costing them. Let's start with number 7. Constantly buying new cars. Meet Tom. Tom retired at age 65 with over $2 million invested. He could easily afford a brand new luxury car every few years. But instead, he drove the same reliable vehicle for nearly a decade after retirement. Why? Because wealthy retirees understand something many people never learn. A car is transportation, not an investment. During working years, people often upgrade vehicles because of long commutes, professional appearances, or simply because they feel they've earned it. But retirement changes the equation. You're no longer driving to the office every day. You're no longer trying to impress clients. You're no longer spending hours in traffic. Many retirees naturally spend less on commuting, fuel, and vehicle-related expenses once they leave the workforce. Rich retirees know that replacing a perfectly reliable vehicle simply because it's a few years old rarely improves their quality of life. Instead of chasing the newest model, they focus on reliability, comfort, and keeping more money available for things that truly matter. But wasting money on cars isn't even close to the biggest mistake retirees make. Because number 6 is something almost everyone does without thinking. Traveling during peak season. Most people retire and immediately dream about traveling. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, many retirees regret not traveling more. But wealthy retirees travel differently. Imagine 2 couples booking the exact same trip. Same destination, same hotel, same restaurants. The first couple travels during the busiest summer weeks. The second couple travels 6 weeks later during the shoulder season. The second couple often pays dramatically less while enjoying smaller crowds, better service, and a more relaxed experience. Travel experts and retirement organizations regularly point out that off-season travel can produce significant savings without sacrificing the experience. Rich retirees understand that flexibility is one of retirement's greatest advantages. They don't need to travel when schools are on break. They don't need to travel when everyone else is traveling. They simply wait for better value. And over 10 or 20 years of retirement, those savings can become substantial. But here's where things start getting really interesting. Because the next expense isn't sitting in a parking lot or hiding inside a travel budget. It's hiding inside millions of retirement homes. And it quietly drains far more money than most retirees ever expect. Now let's talk about the expense hiding inside millions of retirement homes. Expensive home renovations. Meet Susan and Robert, a retired couple who spent nearly $80,000 remodeling their kitchen, upgrading their bathrooms, and redesigning their backyard. At the time, it felt like the perfect decision. After all, they were retired. They planned to spend more time at home. Why not make the house perfect? But 5 years later, they moved closer to their grandchildren. Most of that renovation money never came back. This is a mistake many retirees make without realizing it. They continue spending like they're preparing a forever home, when in reality, life can change quickly during retirement. Housing already remains one of the largest expenses retirees face. Major renovations often cost far more than expected and rarely deliver the financial return people imagine. Research continues to show that housing expenses remain one of the biggest categories in retirement budgets. Wealthy retirees don't avoid maintenance. They simply become far more selective about where their money goes. They ask a simple question before every major project. Will this genuinely improve my life, or am I simply spending because I can? That question alone saves some retirees tens of thousands of dollars. But home renovations aren't draining retirement savings nearly as much as the next expense. Because number 4 isn't hiding in a house. It's hiding in human psychology. Status purchases and collectibles. This is where retirement changes people in a fascinating way. During working years, many people buy things to signal success. Luxury watches, designer items, expensive collectibles, limited edition products, high-end accessories. Some purchases are made because people genuinely enjoy them, but many are made because of what they communicate to others. Rich retirees often learn something that younger people spend decades trying to figure out. Nobody is paying as much attention as you think. The expensive watch that seemed important at age 50 doesn't feel nearly as important at age 70. The designer item that once impressed coworkers doesn't matter much when you're retired. Many wealthy retirees gradually shift their focus away from possessions and toward experiences. Instead of buying another luxury item, they spend time with family. Instead of chasing status, they chase memories. Instead of collecting things, they collect experiences. This psychological shift surprises many people because they assume wealthy retirees continue spending heavily on luxury items forever. In reality, many become far more intentional. They realize that every dollar spent on impressing other people is a dollar that could have been used to improve their own life. And here's where things get really interesting. Because we're now entering the expenses that quietly destroy retirement plans. Expenses that seem exciting at first but often become financial headaches later. In fact, the next item is so common that countless retirees have purchased one only to regret it a few years later. And once you hear what it is, you'll immediately understand why so many wealthy retirees stop buying them altogether. Now we're entering the expenses that quietly destroy retirement plans. Expenses that seem exciting at first but often become financial headaches later. Number 3. Expensive retirement toys. Boats, RVs, vacation properties. These purchases represent freedom, adventure, and the retirement lifestyle many people dream about for decades. Meet David. He retired at 67 and immediately bought a large RV. He imagined spending months traveling across the country, exploring national parks, and enjoying complete freedom. For the first year, it was exciting. Then reality arrived. Insurance bills, storage fees, maintenance costs, repairs, fuel, registration, unexpected breakdowns. Before long, David realized he was spending thousands of dollars every year on something he only used a few weeks at a time. This story is surprisingly common. The purchase price isn't usually the problem. The ongoing costs are. Many retirees discover that owning a boat, RV, or vacation property is very different from dreaming about owning one. Wealthy retirees often avoid this trap by renting experiences before buying them. They ask themselves a simple question. Do I want to own this, or do I simply want access to it occasionally? That one question can save tens of thousands of dollars. But as expensive as retirement toys can be, the next expense is even harder to talk about because it involves family. Number 2. Financially supporting adult children forever. This is one of the most emotional expenses in retirement. Every parent wants to help their children. That's completely natural. But many retirees quietly damage their own financial security because they never stop providing support. Research has found that a large percentage of parents continue helping adult children financially, even after reaching retirement age. Some help with rent. Others help with bills. Some pay for emergencies. Others provide monthly support for years. Imagine a retired couple sending $500 every month to an adult child. That may not seem like much at first. But over 10 years, that's $60,000. Over 20 years, it's $120,000. And that's before considering investment growth that money could have generated. Wealthy retirees often help family differently. They help strategically. They create boundaries. They provide support when it's truly needed, but they don't become permanent financial rescue plans. Because they understand something important. If retirement savings run out, there is no second retirement. And that brings us to the number 1 thing rich retirees stop buying after retirement. The item that quietly changes everything. Buying things to impress other people. This is the lesson many wealthy retirees learn after decades of working, earning, and accumulating wealth. Nobody is keeping score. Nobody cares how expensive your watch is. Nobody cares if your car is 3 years old or 10 years old. Nobody cares whether your kitchen cost $20,000 or $100,000. During working years, people often spend money to project success. They upgrade things because of appearances. They buy things because they think they're supposed to. But retirement changes priorities. Rich retirees begin asking different questions. Will this improve my health? Will this give me more freedom? Will this create meaningful memories? Will this improve my quality of life? If the answer is no, many simply stop spending the money. Instead of buying status, they buy experiences. Instead of buying attention, they buy flexibility. Instead of buying more stuff, they buy more time. And that's the secret most people never learn. Rich retirees don't stay wealthy because they stop spending money. They stay wealthy because they stop spending money on things that no longer improve their lives. The longer they stay retired, the more they realize that the most valuable things in retirement aren't things at all. They're time, health, freedom, family, flexibility, and peace of mind. So what's the lesson from today's list? Rich retirees aren't necessarily smarter than everyone else. They've simply learned through experience that some purchases create happiness for a moment, while others improve life for years. And the difference between those two choices can completely change the quality of retirement. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 7 expenses surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more retirement insights, retirement planning strategies, and personal finance lessons that can help you make smarter decisions throughout retirement. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself and your family. And I'll see you in the next video.